And I've been carrying around those, like, the mail is supposed to give you for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
The same part.
Man,
I just realized I've been carrying around this tuna in my backpack for, like, a year.
Man, how bad was your life going?
Exactly.
Back then,
This was like my survival plan.
That's insane.
I've
You're
been
a
carrying
survivor.
been carrying around packs of tuna for like just forever. I never even got around to it though. But I always figured like someday I'm gonna really be in a tight spot. It's almost like hurricane or something. I gotta grab and go.
Bro, Tuna Creations. It's
Ranch.
like, where'd you get that from? The
dollar store.
Rikers?
Yeah, exactly. This kind of shit you'll buy you a favor.
Oh, if people had that in Rikers,
Jail.
dude.
It was the kind of shit that would be in your fucking underwear.
Yeah.
You pull it out.
Have it under your nuts. That's where they keep that stuff. My buddy told me, he's like, you put a lot under your nuts.
You'd win this in like a poker game.
Right.
Upstate.
That's how they do it.
You've been hearing about the prison strikes upstate?
Oh, yeah.
It's
And they're
like-
illegal strikes. I didn't know.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
can you have an illegal strike? A strike is a strike.
Well, it's supposed to go through like the union. And
So you
there's
can't
like-
even strike anymore?
No, I mean
that's what the world's
that's
coming to?
That's what a union is supposed to be for. The union is like files their grievances with the state, and then they have
But
like
then who are you striking on?
well, they're supposed to negotiate through the union.
I
Whereas
thought
these
people
guys,
striked on the unions.
well, no, the union is moving too slow, and the government's moving too slow.
Wow.
So these guys are just like, fuck it, we're just not going to work. So it's like everybody can call out sick at the same time. What are you gonna do?
Wow.
So now it's like the prisoners are all just like in their cell.
Huh.
They like
They're going through COVID again.
Yeah, well, it's like I guarantee you, they got there's guys in that cell right now going through their last tuna.
Oh, why? Because they don't have food? Because
They
nobody.
don't got working. They don't got
I
working.
thought the prisoners work the food too, or no? Well, I
Well,
guess
someone's
there's no
got
guards.
someone's got to bring this shit in.
How many people do you think are not showing up for work? Because there's other people
I
that
saw.
are.
I mean, the TikTok videos of like the strike where they're like picketing outside.
Yeah.
It's like 30, 40 guys. But I think
I
they
mean, there's
sent.
probably a couple thousand that work at the prison, though.
Nah.
You don't think?
It's not like it's a mega prison. It's like everybody. Those guys who stayed to work. What are you gonna? You gotta do fucking 10 people's jobs at that point.
And the thing is, they're getting no sort of reimbursement. They're not paying them to do those 10 people's jobs.
Exactly. But it's like I feel like if I was one of those guys and everybody else walked out, even if I don't want to walk out, I'm out. Because
It'd
it's
be
like
hard.
you
Well,
gotta.
if you got kids and a family at home,
you find a way. You weren't making that much money anyway, so it's like you find something else to do.
what are they striking about? Because it's too dangerous?
It's dangerous, and there was some like drug stuff going on or something.
They always say when you talk to prison guards, because they love taking cruises, so I know a ton of prison
Yeah.
guards. They say, yeah, the worst part is people throw shit at you.
Yeah,
in bags
exactly.
of piss.
Yeah,
They're like, we should have like a way that they can't do that.
yeah, but it's like you can see why you need a union for something like that. Where it's like, because it's the kind of job where not only are they not getting paid that much, but like me and you could walk in right now and get that job.
But you got to
No
think,
background checks or nothing.
if somebody throws shit at you, I'm not striking. I'm quit, dude. It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm getting a different job, bro.
Well, it's like think about how much money you would have to you would want to ask for at that point, and they're not giving it to you.
Right, and they don't make that much money. It's like they give them like military pay.
It's good benefits,
Right,
And
that's
you
how
get
the
you get
military
like
shit
it's
is.
like 30 years in, you're done, and then you get full pay or whatever. But that's a pretty rough 30 years.
Yeah, and I bet you it's very almost minimum living. Like it's probably like a middle.
Well, I think it's the kind of thing too where they make you do like fucking 12-hour shifts,
Yeah, definitely.
where it's like every Wednesday I gotta do a double.
yeah.
I mean, at that point, it's like, at what point do you just go work at Amazon?
Man, that my buddy was looking at. My buddy might go to Amazon. Dude, that shit's hard, bro.
That's what I do.
But factory work, yeah. But it's like, bro,
It's on my hips.
Amazon's insane, though. I mean,
Well, I mean, their shit is automated, so it's like you got to hit a quota every
Right.
2 minutes or something. You got to put stuff in boxes. But compared to getting shit thrown at you from a fucking prisoner,
right. Yeah, I couldn't do it. Two of my buddies went and got a job. They hire anybody for that shit. Dude was my size, but he used to curl 135 pounds. He even told them on the resume, they're like, okay, well, we're hiring everybody.
yeah,
We don't care what
no
you
need
can
to
curl.
show off. Yeah,
Second day there, dude, I'm not making this up. Both my buddies, there's a prison riot. Their second day there, they cause a problem, and an inmate grabs them. They lets a bunch of inmates out, grabs their
Wow.
keys, grabs their shit, their tasers. Tasing guards had them tied up in seconds. Beat the fuck out of them so fast.
wow.
It's like you can't. They will hire anybody, but that's a problem.
Well, I mean, they're always going to be short-staffed. It's like working at a hospital or something.
But if
But
I'm
you
at a
all
prison,
think too, it's the kind of job where you get hired, And it's not like, hey, this guy's new, let's give him the easy job.
Right.
It's like, no, this guy's new. You're taking the worst possible fucking job. 'Cause
Hell
it's like
yeah.
it's like a form of hazing.
Go mess with Queequeg.
Exactly. You go into like fucking the hole.
You know, if I worked in a prison, I'd be intrigued by like the prison, like the ones that are the real dangerous ones. You know, you go down a dark hallway, they're in like a basement.
Solitary.
Do you think it's really like that? Like where they put the killers in a little basement, never let them out?
I don't think it's ever like a basement, but I mean, like, if anything, I think the solitary guys, those guys you don't even got to worry about because you don't even got to open the door.
Yeah.
It's just a little slot. You just put a little food in there.
Yeah.
They get 23 and 1.
And they make little silly faces at you.
The guy you got to worry about is the dude who can like move around, who's got like privileges.
Whoever's got 300 years or something, it's like, bro, that dude, he's going to kill you. What's he care?
Well, I think of those guys too. It's like you're either like become in really, really good shape where you're like fucking bodybuilder doing 1,000 push-ups, or you're in the worst shape ever where you're just like, you know, you can barely stand up.
You know, it's crazy. Like the guy was telling me that works at the prison. He goes, there's whole apps where girls date prisoners and they come in, he meets them, and they go, these prisoners are just extorting lonely women. Like they're just constantly giving them money. They have like 7 different women coming in.
Wow. They got like websites for like pen pals in prison.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it looks like Match.com, like one of those really old dating sites.
Yeah.
Where you're just scrolling down, seeing like a really like low resolution picture.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I've seen it because I don't know, I was clicking around online, and it's like you can see where they have to like write their little paragraph.
Yeah.
And it's always some fucking Bible quote.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. They're telling you about how they did 42 years in the Marines.
Yeah.
And then they, John 17:6 or something. But then it's also like you see the picture and it's like, no, this dude's in prison.
Yeah, and
they never say why they're in prison.
Well, nobody ever wants to tell you that. They'll be like, "Hey, man, I did my time."
Yeah, let's say things happen.
Well, they'll tell you, "Hey, man, the penitentiary is the best thing that ever happened to me."
This is where God wants me.
Yeah, you know, they were doing those prison audio books in there too for a while. It's like I wouldn't even let them do that. Children's audio books with prisoners reading them.
Right. Well, they're letting them do podcasts and stuff now.
Yeah, but the problem is, it's like, you know, with those things, nobody's governing that. Nobody's listening to all of it. So they're probably slipping shit in there. Like inmate Ross, you know, hit me up. You know how prisoners are. They're always trying to scheme.
Well, they got all day to think about it.
Right.
You're going up against somebody with more planning time than you. So those guys always got like you got 23 hours a day to just make a perfect plan.
You ever see that one dude trending on TikTok? I forgot his name. He's the dude that always did the butt warrior or something they call him. Oh. He'll be like, yeah, I've been here since I was 14. You got to know the guy.
Oh, yeah, I think I know who you're talking
What's
about.
his name? I can't.
I don't know.
Damn, I wish I could. Felice Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, Felice Johnson. Dude got locked up when he was 14. Dude, I watch hours of Felice Johnson. You'll be crying laughing.
Is this the guy where like he's got a phone in there, or is this like documentaries?
This is just that dude Drewski interviewed him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
For TikTok. And dude, it just everything's about being gay, dude. He talks about he was in his own section of prison where, you know, when you're doing a long time, like I've talked to people that did 20 years and they go, some of these old time guys, they get 40 years. Like they got to make the days go by, so they'll start to find things to make it eventful. Like you'll get a new prisoner, and it's
you
like
need a little bit of drama.
Yeah,
the drama's got to play out.
He's like, you know, new prisoners come in, then you got 3 months to try to fuck the dude.
Right,
and it just makes time go by. He's like, oh yes, we had a gangster in there. He came in, he's a real gangster, and he goes, boy, second day there, I looked around the corner, and man, they had him down. He's screaming. It looked like a whole tree trunk came out his ass when he pulled that dick out. And he's all getting into it. He makes the sound effects. He goes, the prison was quiet, and it sounded like...
Wow.
You got to watch Felice Johnson, dude.
Huh.
He got out of prison, and he goes, and I got back to my woman, but, you run into people you knew, and I had a guy in there. He used to give me blowjobs and shit, and I ran into him. I'm with my lady, and he's all, hi, Felice. My lady's like, would you do anything with him in there?
Wow.
Maybe it's just comical to me. It cracked. Dude, I watched 7 hours of it straight.
You seen these videos of the guy who it's like someone filming them. They just got out of prison, and they're eating a hamburger for the first time.
Yeah, it's always something cheap.
Yeah.
Some
Well,
fucking
they go to Five Guys. And
Right.
This dude is like got tears coming out of his eyes.
or some Chinese food.
Yeah.
First meal in 25 years.
Panda Express.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I saw one that went viral. It was a guy, and I think it's like quarter pounder with cheese, and he's like makes this real emotional thing.
Yeah.
10 million views, 10,000 comments. Same guy the next week. Now he's at Chevy's and he's getting Mexican food.
Yeah.
This guy, but it's like they got to keep milking this one idea. It's,
Right.
it's TikTok,
Right.
so it's like whatever works. Let's do that shit again. But this time, this guy is in fucking Chili's, and now he's kind of trying to act it up. The first time was actually genuinely eating a hamburger, but now he's like trying to act, and it's like, nah, this is fake.
The hardest.
You're not enjoying this Chili's.
I'll tell you what. The hardest thing I see from my friends, because I probably have about 4 or 5 friends and a couple of cousins that did like 10 years, and when they get out, it's like, it's all cool and fun. They're driving places. They're bragging to people. People are giving them money. But that only lasts for about 36 hours.
Yeah.
And then they're just posting on Facebook how nobody gives a fuck about it.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, yeah, you got to go to work, bro.
Yeah, what have you done lately?
They're always 11 posts in a day. People change. Don't sway with the wind.
Well, the thing is, when you get out of prison and you're hanging out with somebody who just got out of prison, the question you ask is, what's the best story you got?
And not me. I'm like, dude, did anybody take it?
Well,
I gotta
that's
know.
the thing is, but once whatever you ask, you're giving, they're telling you their best story the first time.
Yeah.
Then the second time, it's like, what else you got? You already told me the best one.
Yeah.
So it's not like you already lead it with your best joke.
Well-
it's like it's like doing a comedy show. You got to close strong.
But what's funny? Most of the time, nothing really happens in there, but it's big to them. Like when you ask them,
Yeah.
what's something crazy? It's like, well,
This dude Jason,
Yeah.
he's wild.
Well, we were all on creative time, and we're making macaroni on paper plates.
Yeah.
And dude,
You had to be there.
yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Dude, I asked the dude one time, we're just chilling. I didn't even know him. They're like, my man, he just got out. And I guess this dude did some crazy shit, but he got out on a loophole. Like, he actually did the crime.
Right.
And it was documented. He killed like 3 people.
Mhm.
But they fucked up on the first case because they offered him something to they try to offer you shit.
Mhm.
And I guess they offered it to him. But if one thing's wrong in court, it could throw the whole case out.
Mhm.
So the dude got out. Dude was looking at like his whole life,
Yeah.
20, what is it, 20 to life? So you start getting parole after 20?
Mhm.
He got out in like 18 years or 17 years he got out, I think. And we're talking, and he's telling me how, oh, yeah, you got person in your cell, which I never thought about.
Right.
And he goes, it's not just you in a cell. He's like, you always have
You got a
another
roommate.
You have a cellie.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy, too. It's like,
Well, I mean, the prison is, it's expensive. to
but
build
it's
a
like,
prison,
yo,
so
this
you-
dude could just stab you in your sleep, put his dick in your mouth, anything crazy. He said it's always somebody trying to be boss of the cell. He's like, I had a
top bunk, bottom bunk.
bunch of different cellies.
Yeah.
And he goes, they'll try to tell you to do stuff, and they want to fight. These are prisoners. He's
Right.
like, he's like, they'll tell you, yo, man, wash my underwear. And if you don't, they're going to fight you. And he was a little dude. And he goes, that's the way it is, man. He goes, people are gay in there, and they don't look at it as being gay. Like,
Yeah, it's just they got time to fill.
yeah, and he's like, you get in with a horny dude that's bigger than you, you got to deal with some shit and forget about it.
Right.
And I'm like, well, did anybody ever, get you? I'm laughing. Dude, he stands up, goes, you hear his car start, and he drove away and left.
Wow.
Dude completely left the party.
Yeah, this dude's probably going through it in that car.
Yeah.
He's going to cry in the car.
It's like
Friday.
anytime you have somebody from prison and you like go to make ramen noodles, they fucking lose it. They're like, I don't even want to see or
Yeah.
smell ramen noodles.
Oh, man. Those guys, too, it's like when they get like the guy who gets out on a technicality, they end up thanking God for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for helping me murder these innocent people. and
Well,
rob
no,
them.
well, it's like, thank God that the cop filed the paperwork wrong. He forgot to read me my rights. Thank you, Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine being around back in the day when people just got to bribe the judges when the dude was clearly guilty and the judge is like, innocent?
Right. Yeah, you look like the guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that had to be nuts back in the day.
Well, just like, man, I'm just thinking, though, what it's like to be those prisoners who are, like, upstate right now with no guards. Because you spend so much time, I'm sure, complaining about the guards, hating the guards.
Yeah.
And now the guards are gone.
Yeah.
So now you miss the guards.
So nobody's even bringing them food and shit.
Well, I think they got they sent, like, the National Guard in. So it's, like, Army guys or something that are running the prison now.
I feel like when you get in prison, then you're trapped because you're forced to fight. Most of the people I know only had a few years or 5 years, and then you get shit tacked on every time you get in trouble.
Right.
It's like if we had the prisons like they show on TikTok in other countries where it just
El Salvador.
yeah, it's like looks like an oh no, you mean even worse? No, I mean the nice ones. Like you know
Oh,
they
yeah,
make them
yeah,
little rec rooms.
Right.
People don't want to fight and mess that up. They got an iPad or something. Good
Well,
food.
for like prison here, if you have like a nice crime, if it's like credit card fraud, then you go to like nice prison, where there's like rehab and you know,
yeah,
there's like painting class and stuff. But if you go to like if you're doing regular street gang shit, then they send you to like this kind of prison.
what is regular street gang shit? Like I'm
No,
picture
violent
shooting
crime.
people,
Violent
fighting
crime.
people,
Yeah.
robbing at gunpoint.
Yeah, I mean it's like assault, violent crime, something with a cop.
And anything with drugs, right?
Well, I think drugs. It kind of depends on what it was, and if there
Yeah.
was like usually there is like a you probably had a gun on you or something. So there was actually like a violent aspect to it. But if you go to
Ah,
jail for like crypto or something, it's like they're sending you to like pretty decent jail.
that's the way to go. So I always thought credit card fraud, you would still go to a regular jail though.
I think it depends on like how crowded things are. But theoretically, for like financial crime, stuff like that, you also don't end up doing like the full 30 years or whatever.
It's crazy how credit card fraud is the best one to do. Like, I mean, I'm not talking to get arrested, but I feel like that's so easy to do.
Yeah, because the guy at the store, he doesn't care.
Right.
The guy at Best Buy, he doesn't really
They
care.
just want the money.
Well, it's like it's not even his store. It's not his money. So it's like, yeah, whatever.
Dude, you know how many people I know that do they make their life off credit card crime.
Mm-hmm. That's all half of like Facebook Marketplace. Is all
Right.
just people trying to, yeah.
And the way that they do it in these other countries, I don't know about New York, really. New York, it's probably even easier. You just mail it to a different apartment, but they'll just mail it to an abandoned house.
Right. Well, here it is just like, credit card. You can just buy those machines that print credit cards. So you just get the numbers off the dark web or something. You print your shit and then just, run it up.
Bro, I used to hang out with straight psychos when I was younger. And I remember this one dude loved cars, and he ordered this a ton of shit from, from Summit Racing. Like,
Oh,
these
yeah,
engines are like $10,000.
Wow.
And he robs the truck at gunpoint 3 blocks before the house, takes everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
You would think that you would like, you wouldn't want to rob it when it's close to your house.
Bro, this is how dumb the dude was. Then he builds the car with this shit
Oh,
and takes it to Summit,
no.
and they put it in the fucking magazine.
Wow.
I don't know if he ever got caught or not.
They didn't actually.
I quit hanging with the dude. He was too
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, you would think there's like a VIN number on it or something.
I asked him, I said, dude, why do you always rob people? And he goes, it's just too easy.
Huh. Well, it's like Goodfellas or something. Some guys just like to steal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what gets them going.
Yeah, he took out his gun and shot his motorcycle one time.
Wow.
Just right in the driveway.
It sucks, too, because, like, you know that if you know, like, a real wild guy like that who just kind of does whatever he feels like doing,
Yeah.
and then that's the guy who ends up going to prison where you can't do anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like me and you are used to following the rules just by default.
Yeah.
These guys are used to following 0 rules. Then they end up in a place where they have to follow every rule all day long. Guys, there's someone telling you when to eat breakfast.
I can't. Dude, that's the shit that would make you nuts. Yeah, that is crazy. It goes the opposite.
Yeah.
It's always guys that do something that crazy. There's something deeper rooted. Like this guy, when he was younger, he had some weird gum disease and all his teeth fell out.
Oh, yeah.
And then he just turned crazy.
Well, they have some sort of weird thing that makes them kind of angry.
Yeah.
You kind of build that anger up. And then you just end up acting out. But it's like, what is that transition like the second you end up going to jail?
I never blacked out snap like we see people do.
I
don't even know how they do that.
They always say they saw red.
Yeah.
Yeah, next thing I knew, I was just fucking...
Do you think they're just making that up, or do you think there is people like that?
I think there is, like... I think you've probably felt it, but it was so quick that you didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
Where you really saw red and you just reacted. Some guys have that moment. What for you would be like this is for them is like 4 minutes. You know what I mean? Or it's like they just blinked out. All of a sudden, it's like, well, what did I just do? Fucking hands are covered with blood.
That would be my biggest nightmare, dude.
Well, I think you wouldn't have it in you, but it's like these like Mike Tyson type of dudes where it's just like, nah, I just snapped and beat up 10 guys at once.
Yeah.
And but it like it lasted a while.
One time I got real drunk and I had an ex-girlfriend that was lying to me, and she was telling me that I attacked somebody, and I was like, no, I didn't. Like, I remember the night. Like, I was
Right.
drunk,
Mhm.
but she realized I didn't remember everything. And, dude, I was freaking out.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave the apartment. I'm like, did I really? Like,
Uh,
I was that drunk. I never want to
well,
get
it's
that
the kind of
blackout.
thing where you're trying to like reason with yourself, where it's like that doesn't sound like something I would
Right.
do. Knowing me, that doesn't sound like me.
Yeah.
You don't become a totally different person when you're drinking.
Yeah.
You become more of yourself.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, if that's not in you when you're sober. It's not going to come out when you're drunk.
Yeah. Wait, I knocked on your door at 5 a.m.
If I hit you with the roundhouse kick, that doesn't sound like, nah. Come on, you see my legs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
I
do
can't
that.
even stretch. There's no way.
But no, if you think about what fucking Mike Tyson, when he gets locked up back in the day, where it's like somebody asks you, did you do it? It's
Right.
Like, I don't fucking know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I blacked out for 2 weeks straight. It's like I did a
Yeah.
lot of shit.
That's wild.
Well, I think some guy, it's like you kind of like, depending on where you live, what surroundings you're in, some guy, you kind of need that to survive. You never want to be in a situation where you're like, should I fight this guy? Is this the right moment? Because it's too late.
Those real street dudes, they start fighting when they're 6 or 7.
Well, you're in a situation where you have to fight. You got to throw the first punch.
Yeah.
You can't be in your head weighing out pros and cons and like being rational, because you're not in a rational situation.
And it's crazy. People get good at street fighting. Like, I haven't been in enough street fights, but I remember I had a couple where I was like, man, that dude was good. He cheated. Like, you know.
Yeah, this dude was nice with you. He came in with a plan.
Yeah.
Throwing feints.
Yeah. Stab me with a butter knife.
That's what you'd have to like in prison. I always wonder too in prison, because it's like you think you're gonna get good at fighting because you're fighting a lot.
Yeah.
It only takes one fight to go bad, and shit's just
Well, if you break your hand,
yeah.
it's a wrap. Everybody's coming and getting
Or
the
even if
booty.
you fall and you hit your head bad, and
Right.
then you're just like the dumb guy for the next 20 years.
Man, that is crazy too.
It's all concrete.
My whole thing is, dude, I can't. I'm telling you, it's my biggest fear to be in a cell with a dude that could do anything you want. Like, dude, I'd have to be like, dude, I don't even want. I can't live my life like that.
Right.
Would that stop after a while? How do you even stop something like that?
Well, I mean, how many times can he fuck you? Right? So you do run out after a while.
You get sick of it, I guess.
Not even that, but it's just like, it's just the act is over at a certain point.
At a certain point, once you feel like, you know how you feel bad if you just hook up with somebody that you didn't know that well? It's like if you just raped your cellie in prison, it's like you can't send them away.
Right. Well, they gotta live with you too. So it's like they're gonna hear you fucking up there, just like
Right.
talking, and it's like they gotta be in the cell with they're stuck with you just as much as you're stuck with them.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't want to bring bad vibes into your cell.
And they might be mad at themselves for being gay. A lot of them dudes don't want to admit it's gay.
Well, I feel like if anything, if you had a choice, it's like, no, you fuck the guy in the next cell,
Right.
not in your cell.
Yeah.
It's like if you come back to this cell, you're like, man, I can't. You won't believe what I just did.
Yeah. Then we can talk about it
Yeah,
together.
we can bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Oh,
like,
yeah, I
nah.
fucked him too.
Yeah, right. Oh man, him. Yeah. I took his grapes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, no, then you have a funny story. You can bond. It's
Yeah.
like, if anything, you want to build like a good environment. You're stuck in that place for the next 20 years. So.
And the smell alone. You know, people
Right.
don't really wash their ass and all that. That's what people talk about. They go, your cellie might not wash his ass. People don't shower in there.
Right.
He's like,
And
they
it's
use
like
the sink to shower.
Everybody can hear you. It's like, you got to be around everybody.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, that would just be insane.
But what if they just can never get prison guards to come back? If these guys are going to quit this job, there's every prison in the country, and they're watching this. But it's like, why would anybody ever want to do that job?
What about
How desperate? I mean, like
they need robots?
Exactly, it has to be
Amazon.
something like that, AI or something. But it's
Yeah.
like it's going to be a while before they can actually do that.
Yeah.
But there's some jobs. It's one thing being a cop. I would never do it, but I can see how they end up getting cops.
Yeah.
I can see the kind of guys they get. And it's like you're in danger, but you're not in that much danger most
Yeah.
of the time. You're just sort of like you're driving around, people are mad at you. Prison is inherently dangerous.
Well, prison
It's like
guards.
it's like going to the army.
Prison guards is a lot like the old mills for people. Like your father worked in the prison, your grandfather.
Well, they put the prison in some fucked up city in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
They're in the sticks where it's like there's only one job in town. But it's like these people can go somewhere else. So well, how desperate do you got to be?
Well, I think for some people, they like the power. They like, you know.
I don't know. I mean, like that. How many people are there like that, and how much money are those people willing to ask for?
Yeah.
I would need so much money.
They should just put all the prisons in North Carolina and shit. Those people would love to do that.
I don't know. I think people have too many options now. And it's like they're not like, this is the kind of job where I can see how they did it in like Shawshank Redemption, 1940s kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like you just came back from the war and, you know, you live on a farm or something. It's like, oh, yeah, I'll go work in that prison. That's the job everybody has. No, you're in upstate New York.
What about Trump saying he wants to send prisoners to other countries? Could we even
El Salvador.
do that?
Yeah,
what would happen? How can we even do
legally?
that?
It's probably gonna get stopped in courts. But I mean, the fact that he can even threaten to send you to El Salvador, it's like, imagine how you can even get your lawyer.
Dude.
You gotta talk to your lawyer on Zoom.
And you ain't even doing
Public
that.
defender ass lawyer.
El Salvador, you'll talk to your lawyer when we feel like you should.
Yeah, well, it's the kind of thing where they got like 40 guys in the cell.
Yeah.
And everybody's wearing the same like white boxers.
Yeah.
Everybody's all tatted up and shit. And it's like, no, everybody get out the way. And I got to talk to that guy in the back. It's like, nah, you're in there. They're not letting you out ever.
And those got to be the most dangerous prisons in the world.
Well, like those countries, they're going to pay America. The idea is that they end up paying for the privilege of, America ends up paying them money to keep our prisoners. But we only got to pay them because their guards and shit work for dirt cheap over there.
Oh.
So it's like here in America, these guards are going on strike. It's like, oh, we got to give these guys all this money, these benefits, all this pension stuff. It's like, no, it's like building a car in Mexico. That's why they outsource all the factories to Mexico. It's because people work for cheap. They outsource the prisoners. So it's like, no, whatever we're paying here for these prison guards, what if we can threaten you? It's like, no, we'll just send them all to fucking South America.
And what about the people that are innocent? I swear there's got to be 1 out of 100. Come on.
There's a lot. Yeah. And I mean, they just catch you on a technicality. You're on parole.
Right.
You accidentally shoplift or something. And it's like,
well, then that's fucked up. But if you're just walking down the street and get arrested, though.
Yeah, that too. I mean, it happens all the time. Guys on death row, they find whatever evidence or something. But it's like if you're in El Salvador, they're not looking for you there.
Yeah.
And you're stuck.
Dude, you're done. You're doing the sentence.
Yeah, you don't even speak Spanish.
I'll tell you what, though, it wouldn't scare prisoners. People that commit crimes, they're not thinking about the future like that.
Ah, yeah.
They're not.
If anything, it's going to make crime more like lucrative. You know what I mean? The same way it's like in Mexico, Trump's always threatening, like, I'm going to send the army down. We're going to kill a bunch of like cartel guys, all the guys who are sending fentanyl.
Yeah.
We're going to send the army. We're going to blow a bunch of shit up and kill people. You could do that. All you're going to end up doing is making fentanyl more expensive.
Wow.
And when it's more expensive, more people want to sell fentanyl.
Huh.
Because it's like you're going to make the job even better.
Right.
So it's like the more you try to enforce it, the worse the problem's going to get.
Yeah, and I feel like we don't have a lot of cool crimes here. I don't see those. Like, it's always some bullshit fight shit that people didn't plan anyway.
Right.
A quick robbery. It's not like these bank heists or diamonds heists.
It's not like Heat.
Right.
Yeah, where
So
everybody's
it's like
walkie-talkies and shit.
Right. The majority of the crimes people are getting arrested for is like, this just happened. Like,
yeah,
they had a thought and did it.
It's not like we've been planning out the Lufthansa heist like in Goodfellas.
Right.
Or you do this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take care of the cameras.
It's like
no, 3 guys are going to walk into a fucking jewelry store and start smashing shit.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
We're going to run onto the subway. That's the plan.
Or like, yeah, I'm going to push somebody on the tracks. Those are like the weird crimes. They're like, people just do that for whatever reason. They couldn't have been planning that for 2 months.
Well, that's like, you're having drug cravings. It's like, I got to take care of this right now.
Yeah.
There's no long-term thinking going on.
Dude, that is crazy too. You know, I really want to look into the shit that they don't tell us because they don't want us worried. But I feel like in New York right now, there's got to be like serial killers and murders. It's New York, and we just don't see them or hear about it.
Well, I mean, when you have this many people together, statistically, there's going to be like child predator and this and that.
But do you think we got like a jigsaw killer in New York just offing people and we don't know about them?
Those guys would not be in New York City. If they're going to do some shit like that, you're doing that in sticks.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just easier to maneuver.
Idaho or Ohio.
Here, it's like, you've seen all the cameras and shit. If they're looking for you, they're gonna get you. They got Luigi with the mask on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, if they want to find you, they're going to find you. But no, it's like the actual, all that like the drug crime and everything. That's where it's like those guys are actually like, there's an organization. They're like making plans. They got like, charts and shit.
And most of the time, there's some informants involved in those plans.
Well, they're seeing like a lot of these guys, if you go down to like Jalisco or whatever, or like southern Mexico, where like they're doing like the real, where all like the cartels are at, they got like ex-military guys fighting for them.
Wow.
All these like guys who were fighting in Iraq or something. They come back, they end up getting recruited by the fucking cartels.
With the cartels, it's like, I feel like they got to have an underground tunnel that goes right into America, I bet.
Ah, yeah. Well, they got that, and they're flying drones over the border.
Yeah.
Just a drone with the fucking kilo.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's just imagine that's got to be the sweetest job in the cartel. Being the guy with the little PlayStation controller,
right?
Who's just like numb. Because some guys back in the day, they used to have to like shove it in their ass and swim across the border.
Try to go the border, yeah.
Now it's some teenager with the fucking PlayStation who's just like zooming around the border on a drone.
Yeah, but people are holding shotguns to his family's head.
Well, but it's still a better gig,
yeah,
compared to having to be the actual mule.
Yeah,
it's like no, this is a pretty sweet gig.
Do you think anything would ever happen where we could just print out drugs on the computer?
Well, like all that fentanyl stuff, it's like if you know how to make it, it's all just like chemistry stuff. It's all Breaking Bad shit.
Wow.
So all that stuff used to be made in America. The chemicals are here if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's just the stuff in Mexico. They have like big laboratories where they're putting together stuff.
Do you remember?
If you know what you're doing, you can make all this stuff.
Do you remember everybody doing that with meth? I knew a few people that did meth.
Yeah.
Like their teeth, from their teeth right away. Like, it's like, yep, you've been on meth for a year.
Not only that, but it's like you had like meth labs. It's like you don't realize what your neighbor's up to, and next thing you know, their shit explodes.
Yeah, and most of the time they were trailer parks.
Yeah,
you get a trailer for like $1,500.
In my neighborhood now, everybody's got it's all these like delivery guys and those fucking bullshit scooters.
Yeah,
all those scooters. If you plug them in for like long enough, they just blow up.
Damn.
So it's just straight up like, but not even just like the lithium battery. It just like. Literally blows up. It's like
that's
a bomb.
Crazy.
But they got those shops now where it's like 100 scooters in the shop, and it's some old guy who's like repairing them or something.
Yeah.
Those shops, they're below an apartment. They just had a fire a couple weeks ago. I was walking by, and like the entire apartment building went up in flames.
Yeah.
Because all the batteries, it's all these like bullshit Chinese batteries.
Yeah.
And they're all lithium. So if you have a lithium battery, the kind of thing that's in your phone, but like 100 times bigger.
Yeah.
If it catches on fire, you can't even spray water on it because it's going too hot.
That's insane.
It's like these batteries, you have to have like a special procedure to put them out.
Huh.
But you got 100 of them in the same room.
Wow.
So when that shit blows up, it's like that's how in Chinatown they had a huge 5-alarm fire.
Yeah.
It's because someone left in their fucking scooter plugged in. They left their scooter plugged in for too long.
That's like those old apartments in the Bronx. I think they got rid of them now, but I was at a place where we had one of those old shitty heaters that always
the space
catch
heater.
fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, dude, those things were a nightmare in the Bronx.
I cannot believe they even let you buy that kind of thing.
Right. I know, some stupid fucking, from the 59-cent store.
There's like a sign at the store saying this might catch on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, beware.
Oh, man. Yeah, man, I don't know, dude. I feel so fucking beat, dude. It's crazy, like touring, hopping on jets, dude. It's like.
You've been hustling.
I've been hustling, dude. Different jets, getting in cars, which is cool, but it's also like. Man, dude, it's a rough life what we signed up to do, and then you're just in some
movement.
But also, then you're just in some town with nothing to do. Like these towns, there's never anything to do in these towns.
Well, it was like we were saying a few episodes back, where it's like what it's like. Imagine what it's like now, because all you want to do is come back to this room.
Yeah,
this room's all right. It ain't that nice.
Right.
Imagine you actually got some money. You got a nice house.
Yeah.
Now you're stuck in that same town. It's like I want to get back to my nice house with my hot wife.
Right.
That's got to be so much worse.
Hell Hell yeah. Dude, at least I don't have a girl. And you can't even meet anybody at the show because it's quick. It's you get there, it's boom, it's done. They're kicking people out. There's another show, they pay you, you're gone. You're in another city the next day.
Best case scenario, you see them after the show at fucking Denny's or something.
Right. And how often is that going to... You text them, they're not coming through.
Yeah.
It's like they came with their girlfriends. Who knows?
Well, you're staying at some hotel way the fuck away, too.
That
so
too.
It's not even like you're like in the mix.
And there's no Ubers, dude. We order the Uber. It says it'll be arriving in an hour and 10 minutes.
Wow.
We're just like, dude, how's there no even Ubers in these towns?
And this is upstate New York, too.
Yeah.
It's not even like you're in the middle of nowhere.
The snow was bad, but...
Man.
Yeah, some of these places just don't have Ubers. I mean, also, like, I'm talking a lot of these towns I've been to recently, like Goshen, Indiana, there's zero Uber. There will never be an Uber
Right,
there.
of course. Yeah, it'd be some Amish guy pulling up in a, tractor
horse,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're doing, huh?
Ohio, too. Ohio has no Ubers. When you do shows around Ohio, you can't get an Uber at night, like 10 past 10.
I'm sure,
11.
like Columbus.
Oh, yeah,
Cleveland
Columbus, Cleveland, Akron, but I'm not... Like, if I was doing the Columbus
Not
Funny Bone, I'm sure shit might be fun. I've never been there.
Still, I feel like just think of the level of success you're chasing is just more of this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You can't even think about it because you'll get dizzy. Your stomach will hurt.
Well, it's just like being... That's what I always say about being rich or not being rich. It's like you are still stuck on a plane.
Yeah.
You're in first class, which is nice, and it's compared to like economy.
Right.
Or it's being compared to being on the bus. But it's like you are still not free.
Yeah, you're on a plane, on a runway. You can't even get up to pee. I was just trying to leave Florida. We're on the runway for 2 hours. My legs shaking. I said, sir, I'm going to pee my pants. He's not letting me up. I can't deny. Well, we get kicked off of JetBlue for life.
And you paid money to be on that flight.
And $600.
You paid them.
Right.
Yeah, about that.
I'm like, we're on the runway for 2 hours. Can I please pee?
Jesus.
And that's the life. That's what we're going to be doing when this podcast blows up.
Yep.
We'll be eating. You're going to be eating a lot of chicken wings.
Oh yeah. Well, let's plug some dates, huh?
Man, I'm gonna have to put the flyer out.
Little Mo extravaganza tour. Yeah. This shit's gonna go. So you already got what 90 dates?
Well, I'm not confirmed on all of them, but
you're doing it.
He might have 90. I think he's got 60 so far. There's 30 up, 37 of them up, I think.
Yeah, everybody go to Lil Mo's Instagram.
Lil Mo Mozzarella.
A lot of those shows are sold out too.
Yeah.
So it's like I think you're gonna be. I mean, if he's already selling tickets this fast for these shows, this tour is never gonna end. Yeah. They're going to every fucking city in the country.
Yeah, and you got to think they're doing Wednesdays. They're definitely not going to do that again because he sold 700 tickets. They're scalping his tickets.
Wow.
Dude, there's people paying $400 a piece for his tickets. They're buying them off of StubHub.
Wow. So everybody out there, if you live in a town with more than 1,000 Italians, Mo's going to be there.
Yeah. Mo's coming.
Wherever they are. It's like Mo's coming and he's taking cash.
And he's bringing the Italians. I'm coming. Tracy's coming.
Oh, yeah. It's about to be a whole big truck full of people, full of Italians pulling up.
Dude, it's funny. He's like always getting me food, always the dude. You know he's Italian. He pays for everything. He's so giving. It's nice. And he's like, you never eat. They're like, you never eat. I'm like, dude, we ate 7 times today.
I still got the box on my lap.
Dude, I got half a sandwich. I got boxes of chicken wings. I'm like, I can't eat this much.
Wow. Well, that's how you're going to offend the man. It's going to start.
Dude, it's like we had 3 feet of pizza boxes in the green room.
Oh, my God. Is it always Italian food or is it?
Yeah.
He's not stopping for a salad?
No. Well, he say he wants to go on a diet, but I'm like, why? That's the character. You're better off fat.
Well, you're better off at a certain level of fat.
He's at the perfect level.
But it's like if you keep eating like this, it's like you're gonna get to like Ralphie May fat.
You know, these Italians. He introduced me to his mother. We went to, met his mom and his grandmother in this old Italian house, dude. That it smelled Italian. That pasta on the stove. He walks in. She's like, "You're fat. You eating too much. You're fat. You take up the whole house." And I'm like, I always thought my mother hated me,
right.
And then I realized no. My mother was just Italian, just like this dude's mother.
Well, she's yelling at him, calling him fat, and then she's giving him a pie.
Right. She's like, she's like,
you sit down and you have a 10-course meal.
Yeah, I made the chicken on the stove. It's chicken cutlets.
Oh, wow. Hey, you're going to gain crazy weight on this tour.
I don't know because, there's so much food. I just don't even like looking at it.
Well, it's like, but you're going to end up eating this and that. And it's like when you're hopping car to car to car, plane, hotel, venue.
Oh, zero working out.
There's no, yeah, exactly. There's no gym in that, so it's like you're not burning.
You know something about, I've known about 3 successful people in my life. Like actually really, they got the blueprint. They're successful, right?
Yeah,
One thing about successful people, they work 24/7. Like
of
they don't
course.
stop. They don't even sleep. Like there's
Well,
some
they're planned. It's all like scheduled.
yeah.
Yeah, they got Google documents. And
And
shit.
the one thing they don't schedule is sleep. I don't know how. Look how bad my eyes are burning, bro. I've never been up for 3 days straight.
Wow.
You know, we just don't sleep. He works, man. I've never seen any comedian work this hard in my life. I'm like, this dude's probably gonna get good.
Well, I mean, he's not just working at comedy. He's also working a bunch of other shit.
But
He's
even
got
as
his-
hard as he's just working comedy.
Well, he's also. I mean, this is like. He's doing 3 years of work in a week.
Yeah,
You know what I
he
mean?
is.
Compared to everybody else who's been working on their act steadily. It's
Yeah.
like, we got to get an act.
7 hours a
Yeah.
day looking
Wow.
at his videos. Wait, I gotta turn. I gotta do it like this. Let's back it up. Let's practice it. I gotta
How
say
you
this.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, he's trying to be like, take it to the next level and do these stories, and he's a good storyteller. But the thing is, his fans, literally, they're so amped for the catchphrases,
Oh, yeah.
they don't stop saying them.
Yeah,
So
of
he'll be
course.
like, so, I grew up in an Italian neighbor. How you doing? You'll hear it in the background. What do you want to do?
Wow.
They're doing this shit. And then he does it, and the place goes nuts.
Hey, man, what you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, dude, that's what it is. That's what I tell him too. It's hard to get famous for something.
Dynamite.
I feel like it's hard to get famous when you do something like that because, well, not hard to get famous, but it's like I'm sure he's sick of saying this shit.
Who raised you?
It's been like 3 years. Yeah, dude, you're right.
Well, no, but what's cool about it, the thing with those, I mean, like, remember Chris Tucker?
Yeah,
Pissed off, man.
yeah.
That's a setup for a joke. That's not the end of the joke.
Yeah,
Or like, who raised you? That's like you can take that in so many directions.
yeah.
Every time you tell a story, the end, you just gotta say, man, who raised you?
Who raised you?
It works. You realize we're talking about it
Yeah.
years later. I mean, it sticks with you.
And I opened for him too, and people loved him.
Yeah, but just think about it. I mean, like, you're practically making your merch on the spot.
Yeah.
All you need is that shirt that says "Who raised you?" That shit's flying off the shelves.
Wait till I get a catchphrase. If I keep hanging with Mo, I'm gonna get one.
We talked about this back in the day.
I just can't think of one.
It's dumb. You gotta. It's not just catchphrase. It's hands too.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Hey, it's dumb. At the end of the story, you don't even know how to end it. It's like, what can I say? It's dumb.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
might be my thing. It's dumb.
Well, the thing about a catchphrase is it does have to, like, it's all repetition. The more you say it, the more it kind of
It
like
will
it rings
stick.
in. Yeah. Sometimes you got to force it in the beginning. And after a while, it's like, no, it's dumb.
You know what's crazy? Like him, Lil Mo's so famous. I didn't realize how famous he is because I just know him on a personal level. I go to his house. When we're out in public, everywhere, it's every second. Every single person that you walk by knows him.
Wow.
It's like he's famous, like celebrity famous. Like 11 people surrounding him for pictures in 1 second.
Wow. There you go, man. So everybody out there, check out Dom on the, is there a name for the tour?
The Wanted Tour.
Wanted Tour.
Yeah,
It's
Little
coming,
Mo
coming to your
Mozzarella.
town. Where's your next
Bro,
spot?
we got a lot. Well, this won't be out by the time we do these, but
Tomorrow you're going where?
Rutherford,
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Yeah, we're going to Atlantic City, Toronto. We got coming up. Portland, Maine.
Boston, right?
Yeah, we got Boston.
All the Italian spots. What's Rhode Island probably?
We got a ton. There's there's a lot. There's Homestead, PA, Syracuse, Stamford, Connecticut, Albany, New York, Philadelphia. What's this?
Mattawan, New Jersey.
Yeah, Levittown. I've been there before. Pelham, New York. I never been. Point Pleasant, New Jersey. I feel like the Jersey shows might be hard. We're doing Go Bananas, I think, tomorrow.
These are gonna be fucking butter, bro.
You think?
These are straight up. These even more Italian.
No, I mean, yeah. Well, I guess they'll be hard for me because I'm Italian, but I don't talk about being Italian.
Yeah, you're gonna have to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
East Providence. Oh, that's gonna be nice. Rhode Island's gonna be some good food. West Nyack. Yeah. So we got a few Hoboken, but I think they just added.
They're
30
gonna add a
more.
bunch, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be everywhere. This is
I
the new
just
cruise
don't
ship.
want to tour all summer though.
Ah, you say that now.
Nah,
This
dude.
sounds familiar.
I need to enjoy
Any-
a
any-
summer.
Any Dry Salami longtime fans have heard this speech before. Oh, yeah, this is going to be every fucking week. It's going to be a hard time doing this podcast, but we'll find a way.
Dude, I need 1 summer in New York, June, July, and August.
It's going to be one summer when you're late 50s. You're finally going to be able to catch up. That's when you're going to be running around. bad hips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Doing yoga in the park. That's all I want to do is yoga. I want to go to the gym. I want to eat salads.
Hey,
I would give anything for that life.
man's got to work.
Yeah.
Man's got to post.
Yeah.
Got to get that money.
And dude, the thing is, you see how hard the dude even posts. I'm like, oh, dude, I just don't have the drive to be successful. Like I get lazy. How you?
Well,
you
gotta,
post every day.
He knows how he delegates too. So it's like you got to learn how to delegate.
But don't you just get sick of fucking posting and writing jokes? Sometimes I'm just like, dude, I've done enough.
Right. Hey, that's why you're here. That's why you're here with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why this podcast is where it is. Hey, I'll tell you, you got to give us this. If anybody's watching this podcast for a long time, we don't miss episodes.
Yeah, we don't.
There's a lot of shit you can say we don't do right, and that we don't really try very hard. But you can say you cannot say that we've ever missed an episode since the beginning.
And yeah, this is the only
Consistency.
podcast I'm on that hasn't missed an episode.
Look any other podcast in the world. Nobody's been this consistent for this many episodes with no guests.
Every Monday.
Every single episode is exactly the same.
We talk about
There's
prison.
zero format, zero consistency. There's zero guests.
Yeah.
We haven't even done clips in like a year and a half. This is about consistency.